All of Us Are Dead. This is on Netflix.
We have a lot of
And
TV to watch, guys. We watched a lot of
yes,
TV this past 2 weeks.
yep. This is on Netflix, and this is a Korean zombie horror flick. And so I guess to give people a quick shakedown on this one, All of Us Are Dead is a zombie horror series that revolves around a district in South Korea that is plagued by a deadly virus that turns all infected into mindless monsters in the high school that serves as ground zero of this pandemic. I'll jump into this one, man. All of Us Are Dead had me alive, and then it ran so long that I was like, can they just kill me? Look, I didn't finish this. I finished episode 10, and there's 2 more episodes left. Episode 10 was ramped up a little bit, but I guess for me, I thought it was just going to be a series that was going to be compacted to the school and the inner workings of that. But then it does deal with some people outside of it, which is fine. But then it starts getting to governmental stuff, and then councilmen, and it became too bloated for me. It became like it was trying to do too much, because even when this started, you didn't introduce all those other facets. You kind of kept it at the school, and then by like episode 3, I want to say, even maybe episode 4, you start introducing other elements outside of it, which again that's fine, but near the end of the run, those elements start taking over more precedent than what happened in the school. And I get it, because a lot of stuff happened in the school, ain't no more stuff that can happen, because you're like, they're moving from room to room, shift to shift. Oh, we're doing this objective, this objective. That's what I say. You could have dropped a lot of episodes off of this, and it still would have worked. But I think part of it is just that it kind of just got boring. Like, I had to just be that guy. Like, it just, at a certain point, it just got boring, and it had a lot of what I call the anime tropes that I like. But I think so as a live action, it doesn't play off as well. Like, and when I say this, guys, the anime tropes of the introspective character that's, they're always introspecting about what their lives are and what their lives mean to themselves and their family and their friends and their parents and how this affects their nation. And I'm good, man.
Well, they are
I'm
Korean.
good. You're in a zombie apocalypse, bro. I don't care. And I know you've built these characters for us to care about, and you did a great job with that. But I don't care about all the extra stuff that you're talking about or trying to force into this to me. It just feels bloated, and it could trim a lot of stuff. I do like the main characters. I think the hero boys, as I call them, the two main leads. Yeah. I think they're dope. I think they're awesome. But one of the big flaws in this one, besides it being bloated, is they had me for a good run when one of the bullies something happens to him, and he becomes different. And that was a good twist. I feel like that was a lot of tension, because this dude was already kind of a badass, just as a normal human being. So what happens to him as this twist, I thought was cool. But I can't keep defeating you 7 million times and still count you as a threat.
How many times?
Maybe once I got away and I beat you, but every time I face off with you, we beat you. You're no longer a threat no more. So now the tension that you're building by showing this character, it isn't tension anymore, because we're like, oh, they're gonna deal with Homeboy the same way they dealt with Homeboy last time. Like,
and he catches some hands.
all the time. So yeah, man, I'm gonna let you go, because I got no more about this one, man. What do you think, Jason?
I do agree with you with the fact that it's a little bit overlong. I've watched all 12 episodes, and they could have got rid of at least 2, and it would have been a much better product. But personally, I enjoyed the other things beyond the school stuff. I thought it broke it up a little bit better, so they were not completely stuck in school. And also for me, it's like, I love zombie shit. I love the zombie genre. That's one of my favorite genres. Unfortunately, in Hollywood, the Western tradition, we've kind of run out of ideas, and it's just usually just bad. And in this one, it's like they still have. I mean, like, zombies in high school. That should be like not that interesting, but like they have made it very much something that it's engaging in to watch. I mean, we've had shows, at least a couple of shows, here in the U.S. Particularly, that are about kids and zombies, and it kind of just fizzles out without really going in too much in depth into the world itself. And
Right.
this one, like, it's definitely like they show like the local level what's happening. They show like kind of like the governmental level of stuff happening. And it does actually end in a crescendo in which all these like kind of disparate parts come together to do something very affecting. I don't want to ruin it, but like, they had to make some tough decisions that,
Okay.
you would think you would have to make uh to stop such a thing. But it's definitely something that harkens definitely to the time and the place that we're living in today, where sometimes you have to make the hard decisions for the best of everybody, rather than uh, just for what's good for you. So I really, really, really enjoyed the show. I really enjoyed some of the other parts of it, like especially like the YouTuber, even though his storyline doesn't go anywhere, just
No.
his like little segment was fun, and it was stupid, and it was like, of course people would do
Yeah,
that.
100%. 100%. I love in the caption what was like at one point somebody wrote, because he's live streaming, guys. Somebody
Yeah.
goes, "You should have brought a gun." Like, I love that they put that
Yeah,
in there.
you
Like
should have
somebody
brought a
live
gun.
streamed of
Yeah,
that.
and there's like parts where it's like, oh, that's fake, and it's like, of course, people would think that's fake. Like, oh, these graphics are great. A lot of the non high school storylines end up not really going anywhere, and that's a big detriment to it. Like they spent like 5 or 6 episodes on two different sort of characters who are trying to get to the high school for various
Mhm.
at least, or three characters who are trying to get to high school. One character takes like 2 episodes, and then their story is completely ends without any fanfare, and it was dumb. Uh, Two more characters go in there, and they do a whole lot of stuff, and then their story ends without really much fanfare, and that was kind
Mhm.
of dumb. And then the last character goes, and he actually makes it to the high school, and then that story airs without very much fanfare, and it was kind of dumb. But like up until the point where it is like, oh yeah, we forgot what to do with these characters. I was like, oh, this is interesting, like sort of ideas in which they're trying to like show different facets, trying to get to this high school. Um, I enjoyed all the characters in the high school. I felt for them when they were picked off. Some of them, and then go back to the whole survival situation. A lot of these kids were acting fairly logically for the most part,
Right.
fairly like good ideas, with poor execution or overwhelming execution, which is always what I like to see in any sort of horror movies or any sort of horror genre. Is like there's not really like there are some moments where a character does something that I personally wouldn't do or think is stupid, but for that character, you're just like, okay, I
Mhm.
guess I understand why that character did that way. But there's never like any parts for the most part where it's like, that was fucking stupid. You were a fucking moron for fucking doing that.
Right,
And
right.
a lot of like, Western zombie stuff, there's always that, because that's the trope that we lean on in
Mhm.
pretty much all horror movies, where there's just a character who does not think like a human being, who's just there for fodder, and they can't think of any creative way to put him in danger, so they're just like, oh, we'll just not have it think, and just have them just go out there and do something just the most dumbest thing ever, and that's how they die, or again, so many people die. And this one was like, these kids were like trying to think of ways to get out of their situation, and like it just gets worse and worse for them, but they're still actively trying to like fight their way out of this and use their minds to get out of this,
Also, I
and
want to
that's pretty
say
compelling.
it's some fat shaming and some fat disrespect in
Oh
this
yeah.
movie, because the big dude who was holding it down every time
The
someone
whole
comes up, they
entire
giving him
time
crap. Yeah,
they
like,
keep
oh,
giving
when
him
it's time
crap.
to partner up, nobody wants to partner. I'm like, this dude has been holding it down, and everything y'all want to do, from picking off a door and blocking them to holding up the wall while y'all like, this dude is like
Dude was like,
little
I'll
Korean
go with you
Hodor.
guys. Like, you fat ass can't get up that rope. Get out of here.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, and I'm like, damn, bro, like, why they doing this to my man? Like, he ain't done nothing but been down for the team. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
maybe
been
he had bubble guts and he had to release one, but damn, like, what you expect? It's zombies
I
going out here.
there's always like in like the sort of, I guess, Eastern tradition, whether it be anime or like, there's always like this idea, like there's just these characters are just dumb, like, but they're not
Yeah,
like dumb acting; they're just dumb people, and they're always like these goofy little silly guys, like the other cop with
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. The
detective. He's like,
rookie,
"Are
yeah,
you?"
yeah,
He's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
You're supposed," and he's keep making like, you got into the university, but yet you're this stupid, like, and like it's funny
Make
because he makes this like sort of question this commentary on this character, but it's like, if he's really supposed to be that smart, he wouldn't be acting like that. Like he wouldn't be
Right,
that
right, right, right.
that just like you would know stuff like that. So there's still some silliness to it, but overall for me, like even though it is overly long, it's I love zombie stuff and Korean zombie flicks. They've all the stuff that I've watched that come out of Korea
Mhm.
has been better than the stuff that we've been producing here in this country.
Right.
I don't think that I can say that it's definitely way better than fucking Land of the Dead or whatever that Army of the Dead, that Zack Snyder garbage that they give us.
I
By
agree.
far.
I agree.
So
I
I
agree.
enjoyed this. I enjoy this. The ending, they do go definitely one episode too long, most certainly, but they definitely could cut out some more episodes and it would be a better product, but it's still pretty good in my opinion.
Cool. Well, what rating are you going to give um All of Us Are Dead on Netflix?
I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5.
3.5 out of 5.
Yeah,
I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. Like I said, I wasn't the hugest fan of some of the bloat in it. But if you're
but
telling me that it does have a better payoff, again, guys, I finished episode 10. So you're telling me that it's 2 extra episodes that kind of connect a little better to help it, then I'll finish those
episode
probably
11
tonight.
is the best episode.
Okay.
It ties everything together. Episode 12 completely be forgotten. The
Gotcha.
story
So
ends in episode 11.
gotcha.